Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety to the hopeful elect that's continually planning his work. Give a diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, true sincerity, and also in all charity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled, "Our cries have entered into the ears of the Lord," in which, if the Spirit allows, I may be able to title this in a different manner, according to the Spirit. But, the topic of this video is centered around the fact that our Lord, after all these years, starting all the way back from the ancient world, the Lord has heard the cries of the righteous. All right. So in this time now, our Lord his ears are open to his elect men, in which we hope to be a part of that number. All right. Because after continually complaining to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and really that's what he wants. He wants us to complain about this current situation that we're in, this kingdom that we're residing in, being under slavery, under our enemies. Yeah, we ought to be complaining about it, man. All right. The Lord wants to hear from his servants. All right. So as we're crying to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, now he's about to spring into action. All right, because these things that we see happening concerning prophecy, now you're starting to see all these things being made manifest. These things are, now it's becoming more clear about the prophecies that are spoken about within the scriptures. All right. And as we continually cry unto him, he's gonna get to the point to where our Lord is going to step in and he's going to intervene. All right. So once again, going back into the topic, our cries, pursuant to the book of James, our cries have entered to the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, in which that word Sabaoth means the Lord of the armies of Israel. All right. Which goes to show you that our Lord has always been and always will be for Israel, and only for the nation of Israel. No other nation can come into this thing of ours. Okay, it's not meant for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the precepts real quick. It's a book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and this is starting off from where I left off from last time in the previous video that I put up, in which in this particular section here, I want to go into the fact that our Lord is not going to allow wickedness to continue any further. All right, because I also mentioned that in previous videos that the wicked has a certain border, a certain cutoff point where they can reach, and then once they reach that cutoff point and that I want to say quota, for lack of a better term, or that border, that line that they reached, that's when the Lord is going to cut them off. All right. He's going to cut them off from being in rulership. When I say them, I'm talking about the Edomites, which they are known today as the so-called white man. So he's going to cut off the nation of Edom from being in rulership, and is going to destroy this current kingdom or queendom that's set up, which is America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible. And he's going to set up his kingdom, which is the everlasting kingdom. All right. And it's going to be a continual rule. All right. To where the nation of Israel is going to be set back up in rulership. So it's the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, starting at the 7th verse. It says, "Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things." All right. So the Lord is not going to suffer the wickedness of these people to continue. All right, because we're vexed day in and day out by the conversations of the wicked. We're vexed by the things that we see here, man. The life that we live in, and we're experiencing, and we're seeing these things happen on a daily basis. You know, this is vexing towards our spirit. You know, this is anti-life, man. You know, the things that we see and what we witness, you know, this is anti-righteousness, man. You know, everything that we see is completely negative. All right, so that's why we vex. You know, just like in the time of Lot, he was vexed at the filthy conversation of the wicked, such as we are. All right, and also during the time before the flood, all right, you had the people that were amped up, so to speak, or they were completely engulfed in darkness and in wickedness, to the point where the Lord just destroyed them all except Noah and his family. And that's the time that we're coming into right now. The Lord has a certain number reserved for salvation that he's going to deliver. And the rest of the people that are here, that's going to be left here to taste of that fire that the Lord has reserved for this place, and the ones who love this place and adore this place and want to stay here. All right. Now reading on, it says, it says, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Right? And the souls of the just are continually complaining to Yahweh about this current kingdom, man. All right. The souls of the just, what you see right now, as I'm talking right now, as I'm speaking on this video, and Lord's will, this is edifying, and also the other brothers that are also putting up videos. This is entering into the ears of our Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. That's why the Apostle Elder Tahar has been so adamant about consistently putting up videos, because this is what the Lord wants to hear. He hear the cries of the righteous. All right, and by doing these videos, this is how he's listening. Okay, because not only is it that he's observing the videos that we put up, but he's also observing our daily walk. You know, even while we're not doing any videos. Okay, because the Lord looks at the spirit. You know, he doesn't look at the outer man. Okay. In other words, he's looking to see if you're really vexed. All right. And the Lord can tell if you're vexed or not, man, just by how you conduct yourself. Okay. Now it says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Right? Because out of all these years, especially back in our previous lives, you know, the blood is on their hands. All right, the blood of the prophets, you know, they never really paid in full for what, and especially when I say them, I'm talking about our people, 2/3 of our people. And then you have Edomites that are also responsible for the death of the righteous men. And then you have the other nations that are also responsible for the death of the righteous men. So you have this conglomerate, or this group that's outside of the circle of Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, that still hasn't paid that full tab. And guess what? They're continually adding on to that tab. Why? Because they come up against us, you know, and they defame us and persecute us. So the Lord is holding that against them. All right. So once again it says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. All right. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right, I'm stop right there for a second. I want to go to the book of where I had it just a second ago. I want to get to the book of James, the 5th chapter and the 4th verse. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is kept back by fraud, crieth," right? In which the hire of the laborers is talking about us, all right? In which, it's like you. In which, like it says right here, it says, which is of you kept back by fraud, because this another reason why Esau, these Edomites, have gained control over the earth. It was by fraud. All right. Among other things, lies, robbery, murder, deceit. So these fields, right, in which is indicative of the whole entire planet Earth, these things are kept back by fraud, right? And the hire of the laborers, the cries of the hire of the laborers is entering into the ears of our Lord, right? Like it's going to explain further. And I'm going to read on. It says, "And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth," right? And once again, going back to that word Sabaoth, which means what? The Lord of the armies of Israel. All right. So when you bring this kind of information out, especially that word, the Lord of Sabaoth, when you bring out that definition, they look at that as wait a second, that basically destroys the image that they have in their heads concerning our Lord, thinking that he's all love when he's really not. All right, because he's balanced. The Lord both love and hates. He loves one people and he hates another. All right, which the people don't understand that, but that's all right. This is only reserved for the elect. Okay. Now it says, "Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton," right? And that word wanton means undisciplined. Okay. They grabbed everything that their heart could wish, and did not keep back from the things that are here on the earth. They took it all and claimed it as claimed it in their possession. All right. And he's still taking to this very day. He's still stealing this land to this very day, man. All right. Taking all the resources, sucking the land dry. All right. That's why the earth is damaged the way it is now, because this man's rulership. All right. Reading on, it says, "Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter." Okay. It says, "Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you," right? Because we can't come up. We ourselves, man, being in this flesh, we can't, come together and come up against this man with, rifles and pistols and AK-47s. None of that, man. None of that's gonna help at all in this truth. All right, because Esau was blessed with the sword. So if you try to use Esau's blessing, you're gonna get taken out, man. Point blank, period. Okay. The only thing that's going to protect us in that day is the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay. Now, I want to go from there. Let's see, it's like here. I'm in transit right now. I'm trying to pull up the precepts while I'm on the road. All right, it's the book of Amos, the 9th chapter. All right, the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, and the 8th verse, it says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off the face of the earth." Right, the eyes of the Lord are upon this sinful kingdom, man, that's set up right now. All right, and guess what he's going to do? He's going to destroy it off the face of the earth, and that's completely contrary to what these people proclaim, saying that the Most High is blessing America when he's really not. The Most High is cursing America with plagues, just as he did with ancient Egypt, which I went into in the last video. Okay. Now read on, it says, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. And that's right. The reason why it says this, that he will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, because there's going to be certain individuals, a certain group, which is the 2/3 of Israel, is going to be destroyed. So even when the Lord destroys his kingdom, he's still going to leave a remnant out of Jacob to be delivered. All right. Now, I want to go from there. I want to get the book of Genesis, the 4th chapter. I want to get a quick example. Actually, I want to bring out a point in this chapter here. Let's see here. I'm going to start at... and the Spirit has been heavy on the Genesis, the 4th chapter lately, man. Concerning Cain and Abel. Because this shows you that hatred that Esau has for us, which it goes deeper than what you're reading right here, which, Lord's will, that'd be another topic for another video. But it says in Genesis, the 4th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 9th verse, actually. This is verse 9. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And you are supposed to be your brother's keeper, man. All right. So that same spirit that was Cain, right, came back as Esau in another body. And guess what? That same mentality made his way to the time of when Jacob received the blessing and Esau only received the blessing of the sword and the dwelling of the fatness of the earth. And Esau at first determined to kill Jacob, all right, in which later on down in the time period, even all the way to this point now, you have the Edomites who are the children of Esau, and then you have the Israelites who are the children of Jacob. You're seeing that hatred from these Edomites towards the Israelites, because that same hatred and that same struggle that was going on in the womb of Rebekah during that time of when she conceived Jacob and Esau is going on today. All right. So again, going back to Genesis, the 4th chapter, and I'm gonna go to the 10th verse this time. It says, and he said, what hast thou done? It says, the voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. Right, and that same cry is still heard in the ears of our Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, those same cries of the destruction of Esau's brother was his Jacob, in which he's still destroying our people to this very day. So that same outcry is entering to the ears of our Lord. All right, because we're the same spirits coming back. All right. Now, going on from there, I want to get the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Slacky. All right. So Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, is at verse 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. It says, it's like, I don't think that's that's correct precept. Yeah, I'll read it again. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. All right. And which that's true, because these Edomites have given our people strong drink and made them drunken, so that they can to look on their nakedness. In other words, to make our people forget who they are and forget the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. When you're naked, that doesn't literally mean that they're naked. All right, it means that they've lost their nationality and they lost the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because they don't have the garments on anymore. And that garment represents the knowledge. Okay? So when they lost the knowledge, they lost the garment, in which made them naked. Okay? It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. And it's talking about Esau. It said, look, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. And the cup of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory, right? Because the Lord's right hand is at work right now, by way of his men that you see on the highways and byways. All right. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is the one that gave us that power to do that. To show, it's like it, to show them their shameful history, because that's what it means by the shameful spewing being on their glory, because now they're shameful of the history of what happened to us during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, even before then, but even when the time of Cristobal Colon, when he came over to the Americas. All right, that's a shameful time in history that they don't like to bring out. You know, that was a low, shameful time in the history of America, and that's the thing that they tell you to forget about, but it's already etched in the time of history. All right, you can't remove that from the minds of the people, because you got the ones who literally were there. All right, and actually, in that account has been passed down from father to son. All right, so that never went anywhere, man. Plus, you got that history that has been pushed out, and now they're trying to backpedal and say, well, there were immigrants that came over here. What? You can't change history like that. All right, and that's nothing but the left hand side that's trying to downplay what really happened. All right, saying that, you know, we never went through any harsh treatment, when it's the exact opposite. We did went through harsh treatment. We went through hell being over here. All right, because these Edomites have stolen the children of Israel, the sons of Israel, and put a heavy burden on them, man. A heavy yoke, and actually a heavy yoke on them, man. All right, and didn't resist, and didn't spare to shed blood. Okay. Now, I want to go back to the book of 2nd Esdras. I'm going to read verse 9 again. It says, and therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's pretty much it on that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on this lesson, this video. And our Lord's will, it was edifying to the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the members of the Hopeful Elect. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.